Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and remove your hats as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem.
Hello Gatemen fans, and welcome to another installment of Wareham Gatemen Baseball here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Today we are on the island of Martha's Vineyard for the preseason finale for the Gatemen as they take on the Martha's Vineyard Sharks of the Futures League. Hello everyone, I'm Cameron Stewart, alongside me JD Rachi for this preseason finale before the Gatemen will get their Cape Cod League season started on Tuesday in Chatham. Today they will be taking on the Sharks. JD, how is that Martha's Vineyard lineup looking?
Well, Cam, the Martha's Vineyard lineup today. Colin Shapiro, the center fielder, will lead it off from UMass Amherst. He'll play center field. Nick Raposo bats second from Wheaton College. He'll play catcher. Tate Hagan, the right fielder from Dayton, bats third. And in the cleanup spot, it's Matt Gorig, the first baseman from Post University. Just behind him, DHing today for the Sharks, Mike Lysinikia, his teammate from Post University. And then batting sixth, Connor Hall, the second baseman from Division III Marymount. Batting seventh, Maverick Latour, the third baseman, probably the best name in this Martha's Vineyard lineup. He's from Spring Hill College, and he'll play third base. Chase Muscolo from Wake Forest, the shortstop, batting eighth. And batting ninth, Cameron Kinsner, the left fielder from Pepperdine University.
So the Sharks have taken the field now. It was a tough one the other night for the Gatemen. JD on Thursday, a loss in their preseason opener at Spillane, a 7-6 roller coaster affair that they dropped to the Newport Gulls. Largely the same lineup for the Gatemen as well. A few defensive changes. Isaac Collins, who started that game at DH, is now the shortstop tonight and leading off. Also Brian Dempsey from Boston College, who started the game at shortstop, is the DH tonight. And Dante Baldelli, who had one of the big hits late in the game for the Gatemen, is going to get the start in left field. It's going to be Collins leading off, and warming up for the Sharks is their starter James Sashin, who is a member of the class of 2017 from right here at Martha's Vineyard Regional High School. After a prep year at Cushing Academy, he will be attending the University of San Diego in Division I next year, which has produced some products like former NL MVP Chris Bryant, so definitely a good mark for Martha's Vineyard. He is one of 3 Martha's Vineyard High Vineyarders to play in the Futures League. Gatemen getting ready to make the trip to Chatham on Tuesday and open up the Cape League season. It was a successful one for the Gatemen last year, sneaking in as the 4 seed into the Western Conference playoffs and making it to the Western Finals, where they lost to the Bourne Braves, who went on to lose to the Brewster Whitecaps in 3 games in the final. last few warm-up tosses for Sessions and the Sharks before we get this thing started. JD, what are you looking for that you saw as a positive side from Wareham's loss on Thursday?
Well, I'm looking for more of Isaac Collins in this game, Cam. He was fantastic in the first matchup of the season against Newport earlier this week on Thursday night. A 2-run homer to start it off, plus he went 2 for 5. And then I'm going to look for Luke Roscom. He hit a home run as well in that game, the left-handed first baseman from Nebraska. He didn't really get things started early on, but started to come into it at the end of the game and had a nice little game for himself, so I'm looking to see some production from him as well.
And we'll get one of those keys to the game to start off. It's Isaac Collins stepping in the left-hand batter's box, again starting at shortstop tonight, and we're ready to get underway here on the Vineyard. First pitch going to be fired in there for a strike from Sessions. A real flamethrower, tall right-hander from right here on the island. As JD mentioned, first at-bat the other night for Collins was a successful run, a 2-run homer, as he's going to take this one low and in for ball 1. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. That would put the Gatemen up 2-0 in that game, in a real seesaw affair that they kept fighting back, but eventually dropped 7-6 after 3 runs by the Newport Gulls in their top of the 8th inning. 1-1 going to miss up high, and now Collins ahead of the count 2-1.
I think the most impressive part about Collins' home run is he only hit 2 home runs this season at Creighton. And I asked him after the game, you know, did you know that you had that kind of pop in your bat? And he said he didn't.
This one going to just nip the outside corner for a called strike. That evens the count at 2-2. Yeah, not something we saw from Collins in the college baseball season, those power numbers, 2 home runs, just 24 RBI as well. So it's interesting that he puts a good swing in his first at-bat here in the Cape League and leaves the yard with it. And this one is going to hit the knob of the bat from Collins. Looked like it was going to get him in the hand, but it is fouled off to keep the count at 2-2. Sessions coming home with 2-2. That one is a breaking ball that just fluttered up high on him, and that's going to run the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's the first start of the year for Sessions. He has made 2 appearances out of the bullpen this year and has not given up a run in his 2 innings pitched. 3-2 is going to miss high and outside, and Collins will trot down to first with a leadoff walk to start things here on this Saturday afternoon.
And it's a good thing to get Collins on. He has some speed, 12 stolen bases this season at Creighton. Certainly an impressive base stealer. He's got speed on at first, and behind him, Oliver Dunn, definitely a fantastic hitter in the 2-hole.
Another guy we saw with success on Thursday night, JD, it was really that 1-2 punch of Collins and Dunn that was getting things started and kept rallies going for the Gatemen. Fastball going to miss high and away, and Dunn is ahead of the count 1-0. Honorable mention on the All Pac-12 team this year out of the University of Utah. Still has his Utah Utes baseball pants, as we can see, with black and red on the side. Does kind of fit with the Gatemen uniform, though. No. 1-0 is going to miss just off the plate, and now 2-0 is the count to Dunn.
14, Oliver Dunn.
Sessions, another fastball, going to miss up high, so now 3-0 to Dunn, and in danger of walking the first 2 hitters of the game here for the Gatemen.
He's missing high right now, and I think it's because he's not following through quite enough in his motion. He's letting things go a little bit high, and let's see if he can get it back here.
Just does get it on the outside corner for a called strike, taking all the way it was done, and now the count at 3 balls and a strike. Now, JD, I imagine that is something you see more from a hard thrower like Sessions to kind of get out of the rhythm, per se, of his motion and miss up high like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's sometimes even overthrowing a bit. And that you typically see, you think Aroldis Chapman misses high a lot, won't miss down to the zone very much. He's pretty tall, big right-hander, so you'll see him miss up a little bit, but he does have the stuff that can get him across and get him strikes.
Certainly playing with fire, leaving pitches up high. Dunn fouled that last one off. So we've got another full count here to start the game. First two hitters of this contest have ran the count full. Pickoff throw over to first is close, but back in safely is Collins with a head first dive. A long look in here before the 3-2 offering, not to be made yet. Sashin steps off the bump after Oliver Dunn calls time at the plate. Another throw over. It's going to be well late on the tag, and another slide back into first base, really trying to keep Isaac Collins honest there.
Well, like I said, 12 stolen bases on the season for Collins. We saw him show off a little bit of speed on the base paths as well in the first game this season against the Gulls, so there is something there.
He's going here. It's knocked back to the mound, though, and Sashin will go over to first. No chance at the lead runner, so effectively a sacrifice as Collins will get in scoring position after the first out is made here in the first.
Dominic Clementi from Michigan, number 13.
And no pun intended here, JD, but that running game really is more of Collins' speed, not like the home run we saw the other night. But be interesting to see how aggressive he is on the base paths this year. Not something the Gatemen really tailored to in last year's campaign.
He's quick, middle infielder, kind of that smaller second baseman that you think of. Not quite Jose Altuve small, 5'11", 5'10" or so, but certainly some speed on the base paths for Isaac Collins.
Dom Clementi, the center fielder, is going to take one on the outside corner for a called strike one. Clementi batting from the left side of the plate here, with a man on second and one out here in the top of the first. Pitch in there, that one's going to miss low. Looks like a curveball there from Sashin to even the count at a ball and a strike. Hasn't really been able to command that off-speed stuff yet, has he, JD?
Not quite yet, but he's also missed up on a couple of fastballs. He's a youngster, not even a freshman in college yet. Still trying to just get into his groove and get things going against the Gatemen here.
He's fallen behind on the first two hitters. Did not to Clementi here, but the count at 1-1. Now he's fallen behind him as he takes that one low for ball two. Count stands at 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful day here on the Vineyard in the 70s. Clouds just knocking out the sun enough for us to keep our sunglasses off here. Couldn't ask for much better weather. This one going to be on the outside corner. Dom Clementi really didn't like that call.
No, he did not. Froze as soon as he heard the strike call from the home plate umpire. Turned around, shakes his head as he steps back into the box, but certainly he'll be aware of that come next time the pitch comes over the outside corner and a bit high.
And now he's going to have to be ready for it as the count is 2-2 and now has to protect the plate. 2-2 is going to be bounced in the hole at second. Tough play there, and it's going to eat him up. Hall could not get a grasp on it. Clementi safe at first. Collins over to third. Runners at the corners with still only one out here in the first for Wareham.
Listen, sometimes being lucky is more important than being good, and that time Dom Clementi a little bit lucky in the last game as well. Reached on an error by the shortstop and ended up scoring a run, so we'll see if something similar comes around this time.
And that shortstop error, that was Jack Gettings for Newport. That really started the 4-run rally that gave Wareham the lead in the 7th inning just the other night. See if there's some more magic there, as this first pitch is going to be taken on the outside corner for a strike to Luke Roscom, who had one of the big hits in that rally. Hit a 2-run homer to put them ahead 6-4. Throw over to first. No, not even a dive there from Clementi. It is a bit of a tough infield here. Definitely probably the polar opposite than what we see at Spillane. Like a sandbox, as you said, in warm-ups out there. So it is catching up in the player's eyes, and that might have been what happened there with Connor Hall.
There's a lot of dirt out of that infield. Very, not quite like Spillane with that flatter infield.
This one going to miss outside, count even at a ball and a strike. Field is used during the spring by Martha's Vineyard High School. Really a pretty nice setup here for a high school stadium. This one's A breaking ball that catches the outside corner finally for Sashin for a strike. Now that runs it to 1-2. Individual seating in the bleachers behind home plate here. Really a nice setup. It rivals some of the ones we're going to see in the Cape League this year. Is this one going to miss outside where he is living in this first inning, and it is 2-2 now the count.
Well, you're going to see 5 straight left-handed hitters to start this Gatemen lineup. Isaac Collins, a switch hitter, but he'll bat from the left side against the right-hander Sashin, so he's going to live on that outer half. We'll see if he can get anything else out there.
Gets one apparently right on the edge of that outer half, and it is going to be a called strike 3, another call that the Gatemen did not like. That's Roscom going down looking for the second out.
Austin Shenton.
Now it'll be Austin Shenton stepping in, as JD said, from the left side of the plate, hoping to keep this inning alive for the Gatemen. After a leadoff walk, Collins has made his way over to third, with Dom Clementi at first. And 2 out in the inning. First offering to him is going to be low and outside for ball 1.
And if you're the Gatemen here, if Sashin's going to want to live on the outer half of the plate, then you're going to have to go out and get it. If it's going to be a called strike by the home plate umpire, you're going to have to adjust to the umpire strike zone, and you're going to have to go get it and maybe send it the opposite way.
Going to take that one in on the outside part again for a strike. So count even at 1-1, and as we've been saying, Sashin really not wanting to come in and challenge these left-handed hitters. It's been somewhat successful for him so far. A couple more of those calls, and he's out of the inning unscathed. Here's the pitch, going to be hit right to the first baseman, Gorig, and he will go and tap the bag to retire the side. No runs for the Gatemen across in the top half of the first. It'll be Martha's Vineyard coming up after this. Back here for the bottom of the first inning. Wareham unable to get anything across. Sharks coming up, and starting for the Gatemen today is going to be Dom Savino from Albany. The junior has made the All-America East team all 3 years for the Great Danes. Shapiro going to step in, the center fielder, and will take the first pitch in there for a strike. Colin Shapiro only amassed 5 at-bats this year, but he is 2 for 5. That's good for a nice 400 average. Looks good in the box score. Fouls that one off to the left and hit the back netting there. And now he is behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 offering is going to be bounced. Savino off 2 hops. Collects and throws to first, and Roscom for out number 1.
Now batting, number 12 from Wheaton, Nick Raposo.
Nick Raposo, the catcher, going to step in from Wheaton College. Sporting a .250 average in his 4 games this season. First offering from Savino is going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 1. Savino's 0-1 to him. Not going to miss up high to even the count of the ball and a strike. Gatemen weren't able to get one across in the top half of the first, but did leave 2 runners on base via a walk and an error, so no hits yet for Wareham. Is this one going to run outside and low? And now Raposo ahead of the count, 2 balls and a strike. This one going to miss down low as well, so now Raposo with a real hitter's count here, 3-1. And a fastball pitcher on the mound might be looking for 1 location, 1 pitch. Thought he had it, but fouls it off behind him, and that'll run the count full at 3-2. Waiting the full count pitch. Here it is. Going to be bounced to Shenton at third. He's got to come way in on it, throw across his body on a hop. Roscom digs it out for the nice play for out number 2. Nice play there by Shenton.
It's a tough play for Austin Shenton coming from the hot corner, just a dribbler right to him. Had to charge, all in one motion, scoop, throw, and it was a fantastic throw right on line to Roscom.
So now the first 2 retired for Savino. That allows for Tate Hagan to step in with nobody out, or excuse me, nobody on, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Fastball runs outside for ball 1, 1-0. Hagan with one of the best averages on the team so far out of Dayton, hitting .444 on the short season, but he's going to ground this one to short. Throw across is 3 ground ball outs for Savino this inning, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Sharks in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. 0-0. We are ready to go here from the Shark Tank on Martha's Vineyard. Top of the second, Gatemen coming up in a 0-0 ball game. It's going to be John Martellini leading things off, the catcher tonight from Boston College. getting his first start of the year, came in as defensive substitute late in the Thursday night loss. Gatemen were able to get 2 guys on in the first, but not able to push any home against Sashin. And his first pitch is going to run way up high over the helmet of John Martellini, who will duck down and take it for ball 1. 1-0 to him, going to bounce in and put him in a nice hitter's count here at 2 balls and no strikes. Martellini, one of the only Gatemen with Cape League experience under his name. Played 29 games for the Cotuit Kettleers last year as he fouls this one off to the left, makes the count 2-1. Hit just 195 in those 29 games for Cotuit, but did have 3 homers. Sashin's 2-1 is going to be ripped down the left field line and under the glove of Latour and will roll into left field for a solid base hit. Martellini with a big turnaround first, stumbles, but gets back with a leadoff single for Wareham.
Good piece of hitting that time for Martellini. Got a pitch on the inside corner, just pulled it right down the third base line and under the glove of Maverick Latour and deposits the Gatemen's first hit of the game.
So now with a man at first and nobody out, it's going to be Eric Gilgenbach from Notre Dame to make his way to the plate. First offering to him is a breaking ball on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Sashin to get ahead of the count. No balls and a strike. Gilgenbach, if you're interested, has his own blog on the Notre Dame website called Tales from the Eck, giving you an inside look at Notre Dame's baseball season. This one going to run outside from Sashin, evens the count at 1-1 to the Wareham right fielder. The 2-1 is going to miss outside once again. Or excuse me, that makes it 2-1, the 1-1 pitch missing outside. So now ahead of the count is Gilgenbach. Martellini leading off first, not much of a stolen base threat. 2-1 has Gilgenbach off balance, a swing and a miss. Puts him now at 2-2.
Good pitch down in the zone from Sashin there, had a nice little bite to it right at the end, tailed off, and Gilgenbach couldn't catch up to it.
Gilgenbach needing to battle back here. Here's the 2-2 to him. This will bounce, another curveball bouncing in the dirt outside. And yet another full count for Sashin to deal with. Three and 2 the count. Runner at first, nobody gone for the Gatemen here in the top half of the second. Here's the 3-2. Jammed him inside and fouls it off right in front of his teammates in the Wareham dugout. Gilgenbach staying alive at 3-2. The look in. Here comes the 3-2 once again. Slow breaking ball going to be bounced on the ground to third. Long throw over to first is going to get there in time. Latour gobbles it up and gets it over. Martellini down to second, but the first man out here in the top of the second.
Much like the first 2 batters of the first inning, Wareham gets the second batter to a 3-2 count. Leaves on that 3-2 count, second base, and essentially that ground out becomes, as you said, a sacrifice situation almost. The runner moves up to second.
So there is that man in scoring position with 1 out. Another Boston College Eagle step into the plate, Dante Baldelli. Had a big double in his first at-bat with the Gatemen on Thursday night. Breaking pitch going to nip in there in the zone for a called strike 1. Baldelli from the baseball hub of Cumberland, Rhode Island. Of his 4 brothers, 3 played college baseball. The only one that didn't, well, he just played 8 years in the majors. That'd be Rocco Baldelli. of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and then the Red Sox. This pitch going to miss. And now the count even at a ball and a strike. Baldelli going to hit a high chopper to third. Latour going to look off the runner at second, throw down to first and gets him. Now throw to third. They got him there. A quirky double play is going to kill another Gatemen rally. We are through an inning and a half. Still no score from the Shank. Now here for the bottom of the second inning. First pitching change of the day will be for the Gatemen. After just an inning from Dom Savino, they're going to turn the ball over to Ryan Stoudemire, a sophomore from Charleston Southern. Big number 55 going to take the mound here to face 4, 5, and 6 in the Martha's Vineyard lineup.
I'd like to point out that this is a fantastic walk-up song choice here for Matt Gorig. Goofy Goober from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Certainly not something you expect to hear every day, but it is the big first baseman Gorig stepping to the plate. Power on power here is the first pitch going to miss from Stoudemire down low. A high ERA for Stoudemire in the college year, 6.69 in 2018. But another one of these big strikeout guys, 40 Ks in just 35 innings pitched. Gets one on the outside corner there for a called strike. 1-1 is the count to Gorig. And we're going to miss well outside. Now Gorig ahead of the count. Two balls and a strike. Just a 1-7 record for Stoudemire on a team that went 19-35 out of the Big South. Gorig going to foul this one straight back over everything. Now the count even at 2-2. Stoudemire looking to get one of those patented Ks right here. 2-2 pitch going to be fouled off in nearly the same spot right behind our press box and out of play. Matt Gorig with just one official at bat this year. He's also spent some time on the mound coming out of the bullpen for Martha's Vineyard. He's going to take a not so healthy hack and swing and miss at a breaking pitch there for strike 3.
Now batting number 25 from post, Mike Licentia.
Mike Licentia, the designated hitter, going to step up here. And JD, I think I'm sensing a pattern here with the walk-up music.
Little campfire song now from SpongeBob. Interesting choice. I don't know if this is coming from the players or the Martha's Vineyard organization.
At this point, that's definitely getting fishy. Pun somewhat intended there. This one going to be fouled off straight behind him to the backstop. Makes the count 0-1. So nobody on the base paths here. With an out here in the bottom of the second for Ryan Stoudemire, pitching to Mike Licentia, the designated hitter. Gonna get a piece of that, it looks like, but will be a strike, obviously. 0-2 now the count. Oh, 2 to him is going to be popped up left field. Baldelli ranging over toward foul ground and will camp under it for an easy out number 2.
Now batting, number 34.
First 2 men go down for the Sharks here in the bottom half of the second. Now Connor Hall, the second baseman, who already has an error today, playing second base for the Sharks, will step in. First pitch going to be dropped in there for a strike from Stoudemire. Hall in just 2 games this year. It's only 1 for 5, but does have an RBI to his name. Gonna foul that one off well out of play to the right. And now he finds himself down in the count, 0-2 to Stoudemire. Oh-2 is going to be spoiled behind him for foul. It stays at 0-2. Stoudemire with a rare feat his freshman year in 2017 at Charleston Southern. Led the team in appearances and wins that year.
Big old smile on his face right now. He's loving this.
And how can he not? He gets another swing and a miss for his second strikeout of the inning, and he sets them down in order. We're through 2 full. No hits, no runs, no men left on base for the Sharks. 0-0 our score.
From Boston College, Brian Dempsey.
We are now back here in the 3rd inning, top half. Gatemen coming up, and it'll be 9-1-2 for them, so it's going to be the designated hitter Brian Dempsey to get things started. James Sashin still on the mound for the Sharks.
Brian Dempsey out of Boston College, the 900 DH, takes
Dempsey going to hit this one deep to left field, but it will die just about 10 feet in front of the warning track and reeled in by Cameron Kinsner and allowed out number 1 for Wareham.
Number 4 from Creighton, Isaac Collins.
Back to the top of the order we go with Isaac Collins, the shortstop, stepping in here.
Another very apt walk-up song. Saturday in the park. Here we are at a park, and here it is. Well, it's Saturday.
Couldn't get more fitting than that, if I can say so myself, JD. First offering to him is going to bounce low and in for ball 1. Collins got things started in the first inning for Wareham with a leadoff walk and was stranded at third base. Best scoring opportunity for the Gatemen in the early going. This one is going to bounce nearly the same spot, so taken again by Collins, and he's ahead of the 0 with one out, nobody on base for Wareham.
Oh, so you just didn't advance it this time, so eventually. Yes. Perfect.
Collins, big swing and a miss on a fastball in the outside corner. It's going to run the count to 2-1 now. Collins was definitely sitting fastball there, you'd think, on 2-0. Just swung right through it. The 2-1 now to him. He's going to jam him inside, and he's going to foul it off right down to the first base coach's box. And now the count stands at 2-2.
Oliver Dunn will be next out of Utah. Either team combined. 2-2 from Sashin.
High breaking ball in the 2-2 pitch, going to miss well up high, and another full count. It was a full count that Collins walked on in the inning. See if he's just as selective here. With the same pitcher on the mound, Sashin's 3-2. Getting aggressive, fouls one right behind home plate and out of play. So this is where the count will stand. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Gatemen leadoff man. Full count pitch once again. Had Collins completely fooled at a pitch in the dirt, a swing and a miss. Throw down to first will complete the strikeout. And the first 2 men are retired for Wareham here in the top half of the third.
It's a nasty pitch from Sashin. Started right at the knees and just cut right down the middle. Just a 12-6 cut. It was a very nice pitch from Sashin. Completely fooled Collins.
And you'd think Collins was looking fastball there. That's Sashin's bread and butter, but as you mentioned, going to the breaking pitch on 3-2, and that has proved to be his out pitch so far today. Oliver Dunn now to the plate again. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. He grounded out back to the pitcher's first time up. And will take 2 in the dirt, and he is ahead of the count 2-0. So Dunn now, Clementi would be up if he was able to reach base. 2-0 in is going to catch the outside corner on another one that brings some dispute from the Gatemen, this time Dunn arguing. But nonetheless makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Here is that 2-1. Big swing and a miss there from Dunn on a breaking ball inside. Now that runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here is the 2-2. That one going to run up high. And yet again, a full count for a Wareham hitter. Nobody on, 2 out here. And the 3-2 coming to Oliver Dunn. Going to hit it in the air to right center and deep. Ranging back is Shapiro way back, and this one is gone. Oliver Dunn leaves the yard to right center field. And finally, the Gatemen are able to crack the scoreboard they've been threatening so far. And Dunn puts them up 1-0 here in the third.
We don't see many baseballs out of the Shark Tank to that area.
Big ball on 385 out to dead center field here at the Shark Tank on Martha's Vineyard. And if you think about it, 385 deep in some parks, but Spillane Field 408 to center. So these guys are used to hitting in that park every day for practice. This seems like child's play almost at this point if he's heading out to 385.
And we definitely saw that in batting practice today. Guys leaving the yard with regularity. I thought they were going to lose all their baseballs today. And now it translates into the game. Oliver Dunn putting them up 1-0. Dom Clementi trying to keep the line moving, and he will with a sharp single up the middle. Right stretch glove of Adam Hall to keep the inning alive with a single.
That breaking ball has been Sashin's out pitch, but at the same time, he's left it up a couple of times, left it right in the middle of the strike zone. And when you're as good a hitter as Dom Clementi, first team All Big Ten this season, you know how to hit a breaking ball. If it's left there, you're just going to wait back, drive your power through, and he got it on the ground and got it past the second baseman for a base hit.
Yeah, they say those high breaking balls usually don't reach the catcher's mitt. It hasn't in this inning. And now Luke Roscom will come in to hit, the first baseman for Wareham out of Nebraska. He's going to take that pitch in the dirt yet again, and that's how he will get ahead of the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Roscom, another guy who definitely is a threat to leave the yard, coming up now from the left side of the plate. Just 3:15 down the lines here in the Shark Tank, but he is going to hit one on the ground that's going to get knocked down by Hall deep in the hole at second, actually into short right field, and because of that, he will not be able to retire Roscom at first. Straight single there for Luke Roscom,
Now batting,
and with 2 outs, it's 3 straight hits for the Gatemen, and they've got 2 guys on.
And this is what the top of the Gatemen lineup needs to do, just get runners on base and let the middle part of that lineup, that Roscom, Shenton, Martellini order, 4, 5, 6 around that area, just knock base hits and knock people in.
Now it'll be Austin Shenton stepping to the plate here. 0 for 1 today. Hit a sharp ground ball down to the first baseman Gorig that retired the side in the first, leaving 2 men on. First pitch going to bounce into the dirt and away from the catcher Raposo there, but not far enough for either runner to advance.
Clemente is the quarterback on that one. Roscom obviously can't go anywhere until Clemente goes, but he decided to stay. So, count 1 ball and no strikes. Made it for a second against Sashin.
Both runners leading off here. The pitch to Shenton. Big swing and just a foul straight back. Looks like it got Raposo in a tough spot.
A little bit below the belt that time.
Just a bit. So umpire returns the ball, walks it out to Sashin to give the catcher Raposo a minute here.
Listen, there's a lot of protection in catcher's gear. It's not going to get every place, and it didn't there for Raposo.
It's a tough sight here, but he seems to be ready to go. Count at 1-1 to Austin Shenton, the third baseman from Florida International.
Martellini would be next out of Boston College. He was the first Wareham Gatemen to have a hit so far here tonight.
We're now ready for baseball again as Sashin gets the sign. Delivers the 1-1 home to Shenton, who's going to pop it up just behind third base and camping under. Oh, no, he's going to drop the ball. Latour could not hold on to it, and a run is going to score. Clemente comes in, and it is 2-0 Gatemen.
Well, Latour never looked particularly.
We're getting toward that tough time of night, almost twilight. Clouds in the sky, and it's all white up there. Eventually the baseball just becomes another floating object in the sky. Couldn't quite find it, and it drops in, and Don Clemente comes around to score.
Maverick Latour was ranging back, but was never quite camped under it, obviously, as he dropped the ball. And this looks like it's might constitute, nope, just going to be a mound visit here from the pitching coach. No change being made. Obviously, with both runners going, it was easy for Clemente to score, and Luke Roscom over to third. So now runners at the corners with 2 out, as 4 straight Gatemen have reached here with 2 outs. And John Martellini, who already has a single today, has a chance to keep the line moving for Wareham. Martellini going to take this pitch low for ball 1. Catcher out of Boston College hit a sharp single down the third baseline for the first Gatemen hit of the day just last inning. Throw over to first, no tag applied, but just trying to keep Shenton honest over at first. Another pickoff attempt over there, nothing doing.
Well, it's not that I forget the name. The name will be rememberable. Who is it? Oh, Kyle Bouchard was at first last game. So.
1-0 the count, and the pitch home to Martellini. This one will run inside and low once again. Now the count at 2-0. Is it more a matter of Shenton here, JD, or is Sashin just missing a spot and trying to buy some time?
I think Sashin's missing his spot a bit. Shenton taking a shallow lead at first base, so shouldn't be worried about him too much.
This pitch going to run inside, so Sashin missing his spot again, and this might be for the action in the Sharks bullpen, maybe just to buy some more time. Those pickoff throws we've seen. 3-0 home, Martellini taking all the way, and this one will grab the inside corner. Good pitch there for strike one. Sashin ready, the 3-1 home to Martellini. Swing and a miss and a pitch on the outer half. And that runs the count full 3-2. And another chance for Sashin to get out of the inning right here. Runners will be off at the pitch. Runners at the corners. 2 out. The 3-2 home. Gonna be on the outside corner. A called strike 3. Martellini walks back in anger as we are through 2.5 here from the Vineyard. Now 2-0 Gatemen. We are ready to go here, just about in the bottom half of the third. It's still going to be Ryan Stoudemire coming out to pitch for the Gatemen as they finally break through on the scoreboard in the top half of the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, benefited by an error. Still left 2 guys on base.
Now batting, number 20 from Spring Hill College, Maverick Latour.
Maverick Latour is going to step in here, third baseman for the Sharks. He had the error that allowed the second run to score for Wareham, so trying to make up for it here as he leads off the bottom of the third inning. First offering from Stoudemire, right back at him and up the middle for a base hit. So Maverick Latour doing his part to make up for that error. His first hit of the season puts the leadoff runner on with nobody out.
First hit of the season for Latour. First hit of the day for the Sharks thus far. Just 1, 2, 3 innings for Martha's Vineyard. Let's see if they can start manufacturing something here against Stoudemire in their second inning on the mound.
Chase Muscolo steps in. He is also looking to get his first hit of the year. First pitch gonna miss for ball 1. Muscolo out of Wake Forest. Played in just 8 games for the Demon Deacons this year and hit just .059. So really trying to get the ball rolling for him. Big swing and a miss on a breaking pitch to even the count at a ball and a strike. Another swing and a miss there. And Stoudemire ahead of the count 1-2, really starting to pound the ball in there. It's Latour leading off of first. 1-2, another one right in the strike zone and swung right through there by Muscolo. So a swinging strikeout is the first out of the inning for Stoudemire here in the third.
Cameron Kinsner.
Stoudemire's looked great so far in these first couple of batters. 5 batters through, 3 strikeouts. And that single off the bat of Latour, he just missed up with a fastball on that pitch. But other than that, he's looked absolutely fantastic in his first outing as a Gateman.
Now it'll be Cameron Kinsner stepping in, batting 9th today. He's actually 3 for 6 on the year for a nice even .500 average. And with an RBI, batting out of the 9 hole today. Bono is going to catch the outside corner for strike 1. A ball and a strike to Kinzer, who's patrolling left field for the Sharks today. Stoudemire, no attention of the man at first, comes home with the 1-1. That one going to miss low and inside. So now Kinsner ahead of the count, 2 balls and a strike. Gatemen in their final preseason game today. We'll start the Cape League season this Tuesday at Chatham. Pitch going to be right back at Stoudemire again, and this one will also find its way into center field for a base hit. So 2 hard-hit singles up the middle for the Sharks this inning. Have runners at first and second with just 1 out.
Now batting, number 10 from UMass Amherst, Colin Shapiro.
We flip over to the top half of the Martha's Vineyard order. It's going to be the leadoff man, Colin Shapiro. Stepping in, he started the game with a bouncer back to Dom Savino, the Gatemen starter today.
Don't worry about that ball header back to you.
Pitch is going to catch the outside corner for a called strike, but after a punching motion on the 3rd pitch, the umpire, I guess, changed his mind there and went for a ball.
It was almost a hesitation. I had thought I had heard strike as well, but apparently nothing.
Throw down on a steal attempt at 3rd, cannot get the tag on him. A nice slide there by Latour to avoid Shenton's tag, so a good pitch apparently just missing. And now runners at the corners and a full count to the leadoff man, Shapiro.
The throw from Martellini pulled Shenton off the bag a bit. He made a good attempt. Thought he might have had him, but apparently Latour was able to get in just underneath the tag.
The 3-2 pitch, gonna be a swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. They will have the throw down to second to try and get the runner. Will not get him, obviously batter out for the second out of the inning.
Number 12 from Wheaton, Nick Raposo.
But running down to second there was Kinsner, so a strikeout, but now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs for the catcher Raposo to step in.
The stuff today for Stoudemire has been really, really good. 4 strikeouts across 7 batters, that's impressive.
And he starts Nick Raposo's at-bat off right with a called strike. He's doing it all with a smile on his face. The Ryan Stoudemire game face, while he's an intimidating pitcher, is not something that's going to strike fear. A big smile as he looks in for the sign. And this one going to be bounced in the hole between first and second. A nice dive by Roscom. Gets the ball out of his glove late, but gets it over the covering Stoudemire. A great play to retire the side. And Stoudemire keeps them off the board. We are now through 3 full here on the Vineyard. Still 2-0 Gatemen. As we head to the top half of the fourth here at the Shark Tank on the Vineyard, we've got a new pitcher for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Nate Tellier from UMass Dartmouth will relieve Sessions here, the Martha's Vineyard kid. And he will have to deal with 7, 8, 9 in the Wareham lineup. It's going to be the right fielder Eric Gilgenbach leading things off here in the fourth.
All right, we are ready for the top half of the fourth. Nate Tellier, the new Sharks pitcher, will
Tellier's first pitch is going to dip in there for a strike.
And Tellier has got a couple of teammates on this Wareham team. Matt Cronin, also from UMass Dartmouth, along with Logan Maitland and Eric Ramirez.
And this pitch runs well inside, almost caught Gilgenbach there, but he's able to dip out of the way of that one, so count is now 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Eric Ramirez, one of the middle infielders for this Wareham team, was a Martha's Vineyard Shark last season.
This pitch going to be knocked foul right behind the plate, so now 1-2 the count. Definitely is one of those, almost a feeder league is this Futures League, where you get some young kids who not necessarily have had their playing time in abundance for their college teams, and they get a chance to shine here, and the next year they're up in a league like the Cape League. Not uncommon to see. Maitland's fastball going to miss on the outside corner just barely, and that runs the count to 2-2 to Gilgenbach.
Tellier just trying to get his stride going here. 2-2 count.
The 2-2 offering is going to miss outside and low, so now a full count to the Wareham right fielder.
2-0 Wareham, top half of the fourth.
Gatemen were able to push 2 across back in the 3rd inning, and this one going to be just above the head of Gilgenbach again, and he will gladly take a full count base on balls to get things started here in the 4th.
Now batting, number 35 from Boston College, Dante Baldelli.
Another Boston College Eagle going to step up to the plate. It's Dante Baldelli. Will ground it into the unorthodox double play that ended the 2nd inning. 5-3-5 in your scorecard. First pitch going to run in near the elbow of Baldelli, and he's able to get out of the way of it. And it misses for ball 1. So, as we saw Sashin living on the outside part of the plate, Tellier really challenging these hitters and going inside. This pitch going to be hit well to right field, opposite field, and this ball is going to be foul. Hit right on the knob by Baldelli there, just a few feet foul down that right field line.
If you can straighten that out a bit, get it maybe a little bit higher as well, that ball is going to leave this park, that short porch to right field, 315.
I've already seen one leave the yard today. Oliver Dunn with a solo shot to right center. And Baldelli, when he had that big double the other night, that was also to the opposite field, so he seems to have a power stroke going that way. Pickoff throw to first, no tag, applied to Gilgenbach.
It's a good quick move there from Nate Tellier. You don't often see a right-hander with that good of a pickoff move, but that was very impressive. Really got turned around, and Gilgenbach had to scramble back.
Tellier's pitch going to be in there on the outside corner for a called strike, so now the count stands at 1-2.
Brian Dempsey also from Boston College. The Eagles are well represented here tonight. He will be next. Tellier working from the stretch with a runner on first. 1-2.
This pitch going to catch the outside corner, and it freezes Dante Baldelli for a called strike 3.
Give the backwards K there to Nate Tellier.
Now batting, number 23.
And he had been challenging the Wareham batters inside, and he said, you know what, here's going to be my out pitch. Let's go outside, maybe throw him off balance a bit. And Dante Baldelli couldn't even get the bat off his shoulder.
Really a perfect placement on that one. Not much Baldelli, I don't think, was able to do with it from the right-hand side. So he's sent back to the bench. 1 man on and 1 man gone for Brian Dempsey, the DH. As he takes the first pitch outside and low, he's ahead of the count 1-0. Dempsey, one of 3 BC Eagles for the Gatemen in the lineup today. Typically a middle infielder, DHing tonight for Wareham. takes that pitch off the outside corner. Now ahead of the count, 2-0.
That pitch has been called if it is within the vicinity of the outside corner, but that one just a smidge too far for the home plate umpire.
Another pickoff throw over to first is not going to get Gilgenbach. He dives back in head first. Trying to keep an eye on the Notre Dame Fighting Irishman leading off of first. 2-0 home is going to be bounced to short. It's another tough play, and this pitch the ball going to be thrown high, and a nice play by Gorig to not stretch it too far off the bag and record the out. That was Maverick Latour with another difficult play over there at third base. So with 2 outs now, the Gatemen have a runner at second. For their top of the order, Isaac Collins going to step in. So runner in scoring position, 2 outs for the Gatemen. Collins stepping in. He has a walk and a strikeout today, 0 for 1. Both times ran the count full against Sashin, but now facing Tellier, and takes the first pitch in there for a strike. James Sashin went the first 3 today, gave up 2 runs on just 3 hits for Wareham. Big blast being the solo homer from Oliver Dunn, who stands on deck behind Collins.
Decent lead off the second for Gilgenbach. Mascolo paying attention to him. Now he backs off at short. That one's in the dirt.
The 0-1 is going to miss in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher Raposo, but not nearly enough for an advance by Gilgenbach. Kept it in front of him. Not only 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not only kept it in front of him, but when it bounced straight up the third base line. It made the throw almost somewhat easier. Had Gilgenbach been off from second, he didn't go though, and
yeah. I'm not sure how long it's been, but that's Matt Oldham behind the plate, not Raposo. So, deal 1.
Pitch in, that one's going to miss low and inside. That makes the count 2-1 in favor of Isaac Collins.
So, Matt Oldham is now behind the plate.
Gilgenbach leading off of second. He walked to lead off this inning. After a long look back at second and back home, the 2-1 is going to buzz in there on the outside for a called strike, and that evens the count at 2-2.
So Raposo took his at-bat in the third and has now left the game. Matt Oldham behind the plate to replace him. Oldham out of Elon University.
So now Gilgenbach will again take his lead off of second. 2 outs. Here is the 2-2 coming home. It's going to be bounced high to first base, but on the wrong side of the bag for Collins. That'll be a foul ball.
So the count will remain 2-2 as Gorig fielded that one a couple feet to the foul side of first base.
Tellier, another one of these small school guys playing for the Sharks. The Gatemen have quite a few in the early going, a couple UMass Dartmouth Corsairs, like Tellier on the mound. 2-2 home once again. It's going to be bounced to short, right at the shortstop Mascolo, and his throw over to first going to have to be dubbed out by Gorig, and he cannot corral it. So what should go down as yet another Martha's Vineyard error will keep the inning alive. Collins stands at first, Gilgenbach at third with still 2 outs in the inning.
Oliver Dunn.
A routine play there by Mascolo and just hurried it up a bit too much. And it was a nice effort by Gorig, but just couldn't pick it out.
Well, we've seen the speed from Collins. He certainly has it. He was getting down the line quickly, and that time the short stump just kind of rushed it a little bit too much, and throw bounced into Gorig.
Speed definitely kills JD, definitely forced the issue there. Oliver Dunn, defensive swing, went around on that one, so he's down in the count 0-1. As we stand here in the fourth, it was his last at-bat in the third in which he left the yard on a solo homer. Trying to just put the ball in play and keep some damage on for the Gatemen. They have runners at the corners with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. 0-1 is going to be pounded in there on the outside corner, so Dunn now finds himself down 0-2. Stepping off is the pitcher Tellier. 0-2 pitch home. Dunn is going to foul it straight back and out of play and keep his at bat alive. Before the home run, Dunn bounced back to the pitcher that advanced Collins to second back in the first inning. Gatemen unable to knock him in that time. Trying to battle back from down 0-2. Tellier getting methodical with men on base. There's the 0-2 once again. This pitch going to be a waste pitch down in the dirt. And will obviously miss for ball 1. It's 1-2 to Dunn. Dunn is one of those big school guys from Utah in the Pac-12 that was able to report early. The Utes missing the tournament this year, along with guys like Eric Gilgenbach at third base out of Notre Dame. Runners off with the pitch, and a nice snare on a hard line drive by Gorig at first base. Hit right on the button by Dunn, but nothing doing there. The Gatemen leave 2 stranded. They still lead 2-0 after 3.5. Back here for the bottom of the 4th inning here on the Vineyard. New pitcher on the mound for the Gatemen. It's the big hulking lefty, Tony Romelli, who will take over for Ryan Stoudemire, who had a good outing for the Gatemen today in 2 innings in relief. Was able to rack up 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings, and have obviously not allowed a run to cross, as it is still 2-0 our score. Gatemen ahead.
Now batting, number 9 from Dayton, Tate Hagen.
Tate Hagen, the right fielder, going to lead things off here for the Sharks in the 4th. Grounded to the shortstop Collins in his first at-bat in the 1st inning. Just 2 hits on the board for the Sharks today. Hagen not going to make it 3 just yet, as this is a short fly ball into right field, and Gilgenbach camps under it for 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Now batting, number 41.
Hey, that's what you want if you're coming out of the bullpen, if you're Tony Romanelli. Getting started quickly, getting into the groove of things, already 1 down.
That'll make way for Gorig here, the first baseman, who made the tremendous play to end the last half inning. Matt Gorig going to take that first pitch outside for ball 1. Gorig also doubling as a pitcher for the Sharks out at Post University. He's going to take that pitch in for a strike. Gorig in 2 innings, he is 0-1 and gave up 6 runs on 5 hits in a 13-9 loss to the Brockton Rocks on the 2nd of June. This pitch going to be a big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. That makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Romanelli coming to the set. Here's the 1-2. Going to be a hot shot of the ground at third, but Shenton just had to move over a step. And the throw over to first will get Gorig easily for out number 2.
Now batting, number 25 from Post, Mike Lisanichia.
Mike Lisanichia will step up to the plate, a teammate of Gorig's at Post University. Lefty on lefty matchup here against Romanelli. First pitch going to miss up high from the lefty, and it will make the count 1-0. No one on here with 2 outs in the Sharks' half of the 5th. Excuse me, the 4th inning. This one going to be bounced to first, and another easy play and a quick inning. This time Luke Roscom takes it unassisted, and the Sharks go down in order here. 2-0 still Gatemen here going to the 5th. To the 5th inning we go. Still 2-0 Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me, J.D. Rachi, I'm Cameron Stewart. Bringing you Wareham Gatemen Baseball in this preseason finale, where they lead the Martha's Vineyard Sharks here on the island. New pitcher going to come on for the Sharks. Moving from first base to the pitcher spot is Matt Gorig, who, as I mentioned in his last at-bat, is 0-1 on the year. The high ERA gave up 6 runs in just 2 innings pitched in a game last Saturday. You will face the heart of the Wareham order. It's Dom Clementi, the center fielder, to lead off. Pitch going to run inside. Clementi dances away from that one, and he's ahead of the count 1-0. Clementi singled his last time up in the 3rd inning. And he's going to line this one foul well down the left field line and out of play to even the count at a ball and a strike. He reached on an error as well in his first at-bat in the first inning. So already been on base twice today has Clemente. 1-1 to him is going to be bounced to the second baseman. Hall going to take it off a couple of hops over to Romero, the new first baseman, and that's out number 1 of the 5th. Luke Roscom going to step to the plate now. The hulking left-handed first baseman, 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up. He and Clemente going back-to-back. Roscom going to swing and miss at a disappearing breaking ball in the inside half. To fall behind in the count, no balls and a strike. 1 out in the inning, no one on for the Gatemen. 0-1 to Roscom is going to run inside again, but this time Roscom with some restraint takes it for ball 1. Roscom going to bounce it back to Gorig. Gorig easily throws it over to first for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down so far here in the 5th for Wareham. Austin Shenton is going to come up with nobody on the base paths and 2 outs in the inning. Shenton reaching on an error last time up, which scored a run. That was Maverick Latour at third base, who could not corral the high pop-up with 2 outs in the inning, so an unearned run scoring there. First pitch drilled in there for strike 1 to Shenton. Plays his college baseball at Florida International, but a native of Washington State. So from Washington to Florida, now up to the Cape, and he's going to rip this one past Hall off his glove as Hall dove down and into right field for a 2-out base knock.
Hey, that's a great attempt out there by Connor Hall, just trying to get a glove on it. He did, but it was just a little bit too far out in front of him. Can't blame him there. A base hit for Austin Shenton, who's on with 2 outs.
We've seen a couple of those plays from Connor Hall today. Also had one on Luke Roscom earlier in the game where he dove all out and just could not get the ball to first base in time as he was in short right field. So some great range by the Martha's Vineyard second baseman. Pickoff throw over to first, no tag needed applied there.
Now batting, number 10 from Boston
It's going to be John Martellini, the catcher, who steps up with 2 outs and a man at first. First offering to Martellini, going to run outside on Gorig. So the count is a ball and no strikes. Single earlier in the game for Martellini was the first hit for the Gatemen. He also struck out to end the inning in the 3rd, struck out looking, which stranded 2 Gatemen on the base paths. "1-0 coming home to him, gonna run outside. And now the count 2 balls and no strikes. Should probably be fastball coming to Martellini, wouldn't you think, JD?
You'd think so with the 2-0 count, just trying to get me over pitch.
Doesn't want to fall behind a 3-0, but that's exactly what he's going to do. Did get a fastball, but it ranges up and away from Martellini. And it is 3 balls and no strikes. Look in, 3-0. Martellini taking, and is going to get away for ball 4. Pitch goes all the way to the backstop, but Shenton will move up to second anyway on the ball 4. So now with 2 outs, the last 2 runners have reached for Wareham. They have runners at first and second ahead of Eric Gilgenbach. Gilgenbach is 0 for 1, but reached on a walk in the 4th inning. and was stranded at third base. First pitch to him, that one tailing away, but a swing and a miss by Gilgenbach, and he looks foolish for strike one.
Grounded out in the second, walked in the fourth. 0 for 1. We're looking at second. Now back at second.
Both runners lead off for the Gatemen. The 0-1. This one going to be outside again, and this time Gilgenbach holds back, and that will even the count at a ball and a strike.
Wareham in maroon jersey with white lettering and white numbers. Sharks start home purple. Again, white numbers and white lettering.
Here's the 1-1 home to Gilgenbach. This one going to bounce in the dirt. And now the Wareham right fielder is ahead of the count. 2 balls and a strike. Looking to tack on to a 2-0 lead here on the road in preseason game number 2 of 2 for Wareham. Cape League season will get started Tuesday night as they head to Chatham to play the Anglers. Then will be home for their home opener on Wednesday against the Harwich Mariners. Time is called here as Gilgenbach steps out. Gorig starting to slow things down with runners on base, especially with the guy at second base. Trying to avoid some sign stealing here. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be popped up to right field, but Hagen moving over, and we'll get under it for out number 3. Side retired for the Gatemen. They leave another 2 runners on base, but still lead 2-0 here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. As we head to the bottom of the 5th here in the Shark Tank on Martha's Vineyard, I'm Cameron Stewart, and I'll be tossing it over to my partner, J.D. Rachi, to take over play-by-play duties for the remainder of the game.
Thank you very much, Cam. New pitcher for Wareham in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the right-hander, McKinley Moore. Moore, a 6'6", 225-pound sophomore out of Arkansas, Little Rock this season. Not the greatest for Moore, an 8.71 ERA in 12 games. Gave up 22 hits, walked 29, only struck out 15. First batter that he will do battle with today is a new batter, in fact, for Martha's Vineyard. He'll come in the spot, or rather it is Connor Hall, the second baseman. He'll bat from the right side, and the first pitch from Moore is a fastball that misses the inside corner, and the count is a ball and no strikes. Hall 0 for 1 today, a strikeout in the second inning against Ryan Stoudemire. The 1-0 is swung on and lined down the left field line, but foul and into the Gatemen bullpen. Hall from the Division III Marymount. Also pitches in college, listed as a pitcher on the Sharks roster, but playing second base and a fine second base today. A ball and a strike. The pitch home is swung on and tapped foul back and right down the right field line, and onto the netting in the batting cages, just over the net, protecting the field, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Call from Alexandria, Virginia, and Edison High School. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Moore is a fastball, called strike 3 on the outside corner, and there's 1 gone for Maverick Latour.
Now batting, number 20 from Spring Hill College, Maverick Latour.
Hall must just not have been expecting that big hook there. Dipped right down the middle for him, but must have been sitting fastball, so a strikeout looking to get things started for McKinley Moore.
First strikeout of the day for Moore, and the first batter that he faces now Maverick Latour, a single in his last at bat from Spring Hill College, the Division II school. First pitch, from McKinley Moore misses down and away, and the count is a ball and no strikes. Sun starting to set here at the Shark Tank. Here comes the 1-0 from Moore. Fastball misses down and in, and the count runs to 2 balls and no strikes. Moore working strictly out of the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. Tall and slender right-hander leans forward, now leans back. A chin-high set, here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back and right, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike.
One out here in the last of the 5th. It is 2-0 Wareham.
Martha's Vineyard wearing the purple home uniforms,
Both of their runs.
white lettering and white numbers, as well as white pants for Martha's Vineyard. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch from Moore is a fastball. Catches the outside corner of the plate, and the count is 2-2. Latour grips a black bat in white and black batting gloves, waves it over the plate as Moore comes set chin high. Moore kicks, fires. Slider comes low and inside as well. Skipped in the dirt before it got to the plate. And the count now runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Moore trying to use that slider as his out pitch once again. This one a little more nasty, like he'd want it in the dirt. Just trying to catch him off balance.
Full count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. McKinley Moore on the mound, Maverick Latour at the plate. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses in the dirt, skips to the catcher. It's Michael Amditas now behind the plate for Wareham. And a runner on at first is Maverick Latour on the 1-out walk.
Yeah, went back to the slider there, did Moore. And gets it where he wants it. He wants it down low, wants those guys to chase. But a risky pitch on 3-2, and it doesn't pay off for him there with a walk.
Runner on at first and 1 out for Chase Muscolo, the right-handed hitting shortstop from Wake Forest. Struck out in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. First pitch for McKinley Moore, breaking ball, nearly came in and got Muscolo. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Muscolo from Wake Forest, out of the ACC. Just 0.59 this season, but also 2 walks to his credit. 1-0 the count. The pitch home is a breaking ball, clips the outside corner. Nice pitch there for McKinley Moore, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cameron Kintzner, barring a double play, will be next for the Sharks.
1-1 the count. First base side of the rubber is Moore. Comes set chin high, a small kick and throws. Pitch misses just outside, maybe a bit low as well, and the count is 2-1.
Pitch looked pretty good there from Moore. Must have been just low, as you said. So I think that's right where Moore wanted it right there.
2 balls and a strike. Moore looks down a couple times. The pitch comes home. Swing and a miss from Chase Muscolo. And the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Even with the walk there to the last hitter, I think Moore's really commanding his pitch as well. He's been pounding the strike zone to the other guys here. And obviously the 2 sliders is what did him in. Guy not biting and getting on with the walk. It was Latour.
2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. A breaking ball from the hand of McKinley Moore sets down Chase Muscolo on strikes. The second strikeout looking of the inning for Martha's Vineyard. And there's 2 outs and a runner on at first for Cameron Kintzner.
And those 2 looking strikeouts means he's got that break-in pitch working for him, and it's dropping into the zone. He does it again right there to get the second one of the inning.
Cameron Kinsner, the left-handed hitting left fielder from Pepperdine, walks into the box. One hit today for the left fielder. First pitch to him is swung on and roped into right field and down for a base hit. Around second is Latour. He's chugging for third. Throw comes in from Gilgenbach. It's cut off by Eric Ramirez, the new shortstop for Wareham. And now runners at the corners with 2 outs for the top of the order and Colin Shapiro.
Absolute rope there. Don't know if Roscom would have been able to snare it even if he wasn't holding the runner on, but we did see some great range from him earlier. Nonetheless, we got runners at the corners all of a sudden.
Some nice production out of the bottom half of this order, really the bottom 2 of this order for Martha's Vineyard. Cameron Kinsner now 2 hits, 2 of the 3 Martha's Vineyard's hits today. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, and the first pitch from McKinley Moore to Colin Shapiro is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Shapiro, the center fielder from UMass Amherst, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the pitcher in the first and then struck out swinging in the third. Chin high set, the 1-0 from Moore is a fastball right on the inner half, and the count is 1-1. Runner on at third base is Maverick Latour, and the runner on at first is Cameron Kinsner for Martha's Vineyard. Gatemen still with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th. Ball and no strikes. The pitch from Moore is a breaking ball that's a little bit low, just below the knees. And the count is 2-1 to the left-handed hitting Shapiro. Short lead at first for Kinsner, being held on by Luke Roscom. The 2-1 is swung on, tap foul, back straight into the netting. And the count is even at 2-2. Breaking ball has been the out pitch thus far for Moore. What are you expecting from him here, Cam?
I'm thinking the hook here. The slider's gotten away from him a little bit. They're not biting at it, but that hook has dropped nicely into the strike zone so far this inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch home is swung on, smack toward the shortstop Ramirez. The short way to second covering, and the side is retired. Runners stranded at the corners for Martha's Vineyard. No runs across for the Sharks as the Gatemen maintain a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning from the Shark Tank on the island of Martha's Vineyard. A 2-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen over the Martha's Vineyard Sharks of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. And the first batter for Wareham in this top half of the 6th will be a new batter, Frankie Gregoire, the left fielder, batting in the place of Dante Baldelli. The first pitch from Go Rig to Gregoire is a tap foul down the left field line, and the count is 0-1. We saw Gregoire put on some good swings the other night. Was also one of those ones teeing off in batting practice today. So let's see if it translates to the game here.
Big, stocky left fielder from Marist College. The 0-1 from Gorig is a breaking ball that didn't even get all the way to the plate, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Gregoire, as you mentioned, Cam, looked good in that first exhibition game against the Newport Gulls on Thursday. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorig kicks back and fires. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. Two balls and a strike to count. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, tap back and right over the netting and into a wooded, almost a wood chip area just behind the apparel booth here at the Shark Tank.
Looks like a lumen mulch shop behind us there, JD. But the kids could run wild on it.
2-2 the count from Gorig to Gregoire. And here's the pitch. Swung on, line right back toward us and into the netting. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dante Baldelli was the left fielder before being replaced by Gregoire. Went 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Here's the 2-2 pitch once more. Fastball just misses the outer half of the plate, and the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, that looked like an awfully good pitch on the outer half there, JD. As Dennis Eckersley might say, I gotta have that.
Payoff pitch, here it comes. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. Gregoire down on strikes in his first at-bat of the day, and there's 1 gone for Brian Dempsey.
Maybe a bit of poetic justice there. Misses on the fastball just barely. Drops the breaking ball on him and gets him off balance to swing and miss for strike 3.
First strikeout of the day for Gorig after coming in from first base. Dempsey 0 for 2 today, a fly out to left field and a ground out to third base. The first pitch is a fastball that misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. Dempsey, the designated hitter today from Boston College and Potomac, Maryland. The 1-0 pitch from Gorig is swung on and missed once more, this time on the inner half, and the count is 1-1. Dempsey hit .319 this season with the Boston College Eagles in 49 games. Not much power, though, just the 3 doubles in terms of extra base hits, just a .337 slugging percentage. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorig working from the first base side of the rubber. The pitch is a breaking ball that misses just below the knees, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Top of the order, and Eric Ramirez, the new shortstop, will be next for Wareham. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Gorig. Swung on, tap foul off the leg that time of Brian Dempsey. Came in and got himself off the end of the black bat. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dempsey wearing gold cleats underneath the gray trousers for Wareham. Cranberry-colored uniforms today for the Gatemen. You can see the Boston College maroon batting gloves gripping a black bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gorig rocks back, kicks high, and fires. 2-2 is swung on, tap to the third baseman. He gathers, throws, throw is off the bag and gets by the first baseman. Romero, the first baseman, had it go by him. Not a great throw that time from the third baseman. And all the way up to second base on the throwing error is Brian Dempsey.
From our count here in the press box, that is the 4th error by the Sharks tonight. Just early in their season, not too crisp yet in the defensive side.
And as we talked about earlier in the game, Cam, this infield is almost a sandbox. A lot of dirt out there. Sometimes the ball comes up and gets you. That time the third baseman just couldn't handle the pitch quite so, or rather the hit quite so well, and just made a throwing error over to first base. Nonetheless, it'll be Eric Ramirez, the right-handed hitting shortstop, representing the top of the order for Wareham in his first at-bat today. Runner on at second. The first pitch from Gorig is a fastball that misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-0.
I think what you're talking about, too, with the infield, I think is even tougher on the first baseman here today. The Sharks have rotated 2 in there. Every time a ball bounces, they might get that in another infield, but every time it bounces here, it's really playing with fire. And as you said, a lot of sand. It's real tough.
1-0 toward the 6 or 5.5 hole, diving stop by the shortstop, but Eric Ramirez is able to beat out an infield single. No throw, but the runner stays at second. So it'll be first and second, just 1 gone for the left-handed hitting second baseman, Oliver Dunn.
How about number 14 from Utah, Oliver Dunn.
6th hit of the day for Wareham, just 2 runs across, but one of those runs and one of those hits came off the bat of Oliver Dunn, a solo homer in the 3rd inning. Runners at first and second are Ramirez and Dempsey. The first pitch from Gorig to the left-hander Dunn is a looping breaking ball that clips the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Dunn at .319 this season out in the Pac-12 with Utah. He's looked impressive in his first 2 games in the Gatemen uniform. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball, just misses that outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Tyler Winsig in at 3rd base now for the Sharks. He'll be charged with that error that allowed Brian Dempsey to reach second. The 1-1 from Gorig misses inside and low as well, and the count is 2-1. Seen a lot of roster, or rather lineup turnover in this game today from both teams. 3 new players in for Wareham, and Winsig in at 3rd base, replacing Maverick Latour. Winsig from Bucknell. 2 balls and a strike. The kick and the pitch is swung on and missed. Nice off-speed pitch on the outer half and below the knees. And the count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Oliver Dunn. Runner on at first is Eric Ramirez. Runner at second is Brian Dempsey. Gorig working from the first base side of the rubber. The 2-2 is swung on and missed on the outside corner. A good off-speed pitch once more that time from Gorig. And there's 2 gone now for Dominic Clementi.
Now batting, number 13.
Second strikeout of the inning for Gorig as Clementi steps in from the left side. The center fielder from Michigan is 1 for 3 today. Reached on an error in the first inning, singled and scored a run in the 3rd, and grounded out to second base in the 5th. Gorig looks back at second a couple of times, now comes set and fires. First pitch misses downstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Dom Clementi. Clementi, first team All Big Ten with the Michigan Wolverines this season. Had an excellent year, .368 batting average for the sophomore. 1-0 pitch to Clementi, misses downstairs, would have hit the inner half had it been a bit higher, and the count is 2-0. Clementi played with the Northwoods League last season with the Eau Claire Express. Another one of those almost feeder leagues that you mentioned, Cam. A lot of Northwoods guys come from the Michigan, Minnesota area down to the Cape. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Clementi. Runners on at first and second. The pitch from Gorig is swung on smack toward the right side. Diving stop that time from the second baseman, but he can't make a play at first. And it's going to be bases loaded for the Gatemen and 2 outs for the powerful Luke Roscom.
And another one of those plays we were talking about with Connor Hall at second base. A lot of range, especially going to his left, and he knocks that one down on the outfield grass. But not even attempt to throw to first, doesn't want to risk throwing it away. Keeps that runner at third and gives them a chance to get out of it unscathed again.
Luke Roscom, the burly first baseman from Nebraska, comes in to bat from the left side. Bases loaded here at the Shark Tank for the Wareham Gatemen. The first pitch from Gorig to Roscom is swung on and slapped foul back in left over the Wareham dugout down the third base line, and the count is 0-1. Roscom 1 for 3 today, struck out looking in the first, singled and was stranded at third base in the third and grounded out to the pitcher in the fifth. The 0-1 to Roscom is swung on, popped up into foul territory down the third base line. Witzig gives it a look, but it gets over the short fence near the Wareham bullpen, and the count moves to 0-2.
Dempsey, who should never, of course, have reached after the error, but the single from Ramirez was kept on the
Runner on at first is Dom Clemente. At second, it's Eric Ramirez, and at third, Brian Dempsey. Bases loaded, 2 outs and 2 strikes here against Luke Roscom for Wareham. And the pitch from Gorig of Martha's Vineyard is a fastball, misses the outer half, maybe a bit low as well. And the count is 1-2. It's a good pitch from Gorig, just couldn't get this call from the home plate umpire. 1-2 the count, working from the first base side. Gorig rocks back, kicks high and fires. Pitches a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Disaster averted for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, and the side is retired. The Gatemen leave them loaded in the top of the 6th inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Still a 2-0 lead for the Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, and a new pitcher for the Wareham Gatemen. It'll be the right-hander from Harvard, Kevin Stone, on the mound for Wareham here in the bottom of the 6th. And the first batter that he'll do battle with today is Matt Oldham from Elon.
40 from Elon University, Matt Oldham.
Oldham will have his first at-bat today, replace Nick Raposo, who went 0 for 2, the catcher from Wheaton College. New pitcher, new batter, first time both seeing action today in this format. Of course, Oldham has played a little bit behind the plate so far today. And the first pitch from Stone, the first pitch of his Gateman career, is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 0-1. Stone, the junior, 6'4", 225 pounds, from Harvard University. The 0-1 is a breaking ball that misses outside and a bit high as well, and the count is 1-1. A ball and a strike to count. Working out of the full windup, here's the pitch from Stone. Up and away for a ball, 2-1. Stone an 8.12 ERA this season for the Crimson. 11 games, 47 2/3 innings, 67 hits, 49 runs, 43 of them earned. The 2-1 from Stone clips the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is even at 2-2. Stone, very smart, an Ivy League honor roll member, so if you're in the Ivy League and you're getting on the honor roll plus playing a sport, you're doing something right, and Kevin Stone certainly is. The 2-2 misses up and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Oldham.
I think that's probably the most impressive stat from Stone, the one you just listed. And the Gatemen know how to pick them. They also had an all-academic honor roll from Harvard last year, Noah Zavalis, 2-year Gateman, just drafted in the 18th round by the Mariners on Wednesday.
Full count pitch is swung on and smacked foul back into the netting, and the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oldham, the freshman from Elon University, a .253 batting average this season in 51 games, 46 hits, 11 doubles, and 2 homers for the North Carolina native. Here's the payoff pitch once more from Stone, and once again, it's hit into the netting behind home plate. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The Sharks do have a ball movement, but I think Hagan is really taking to his
3 balls and 2 strikes once more. Here comes the pitch from Stone. Swung on, drilled high and deep to left field, right back toward the wall, and Greg Warr makes the catch just in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning. That's allowed, out number 1 for the Sharks.
Yeah, great ride by Oldham there, taking it all the way near the warning track to the opposite field there. As we mentioned earlier, only 315 down the line, but still a lefty going to left field. That's pretty impressive.
And another new batter for Martha's Vineyard. It'll be the left-handed hitter from Bucknell University, Luke Hartman. First pitch from Stone to Hartman is a fastball that misses the outer half, and the count is 1-0.
Don't get a lot of great baseball products out of Bucknell, but one of the original Hall of Famers is one of the all-time great Bucknell Bison, Christy Mathewson.
1-0 pitch comes up and toward the eyes that time of Hartman, and the count is 2-0. Hartman, as well as teammate Tyler Winsig, both from Bucknell on this Martha's Vineyard team. The 2-0 pitch from Stone is a fastball right down Broadway for a strike, and the count is 2-1.
Matt Gorig will be next for the Sharks.
2 balls and a strike. Stone working quickly here out of the full windup, kicks high and delivers. Swung on, fouled back and left into the netting once more, and the count is 2-2. Hartman replacing Tate Hagan from Dayton, who went 0 for 2 in his 2 at-bats today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, and the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hartman from Birmingham, Alabama, and Mountain Brook High School before coming up to Bucknell. The payoff pitch upstairs at the eyeballs, and it's a 1-out walk for Luke Hartman, and he's on at first for first baseman turned pitcher Matt Gorig.
Now batting, number 41 from Springfield College, Hunter Romero.
Rather now, Gorig and the first base spot will actually switch. So it'll be Hunter Romero to bat now from the right side.
That's something you see every day with a position player going in as a pitcher. They're going to keep their DH spot. That's usually not the way it's supposed to go.
First pitch is lined into right field for a base hit. Hartman's around second. Gilgenbach struggles to pick up the ball in right field. The throw into second is not going to be in time, and Hunter Romero delivers a double, maybe a single and an error. We'll see how they score it. And now there will be runners at second and third.
Now batting, number 11 from UMass Dartmouth, Nate Tellier.
So Nate Tellier, who had been pitching for Martha's Vineyard a few innings ago, will now be the designated hitter here for Martha's Vineyard. So he turns in from pitcher to DH. He'll bat where Mike Lasinica, the original DH, would hit. And a curveball swung on and drilled into center field in front of the center fielder Clementi for a base hit. Runner scores from third. And Nate Tellier remains at first, and now runners at the corners, and a 2-1 lead now for Wareham as Martha's Vineyard showing some life in the 6th.
Maybe the Sharks have picked up something on Kevin Stone, as the last 2 hitters have seen a combined 2 pitches and have a double and a single in that span. So see if Stone can get out of it here. Still only 1 out.
1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning here for Martha's Vineyard. Runners at the corners are Hunter Romero and Nate Tellier. The batter will be Brandon Stone, the left-handed infielder from Boston College. First pitch to him is waved on and missed on the inner half, and the count is 0-1. Stone at .250 in 6 games this season for the Eagles, 4 at-bats and a hit. 0-1 the count. Stone working out of the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. Takes a look at Nate Tellier at first base. The pitch, runner is off, pitch is in the dirt. There's going to be no throw from Michael Amditis. Stolen base there for Nate Tellier, depending on how you score it. No official score today, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. He was off before the pitch, so we'll give him the stolen base. Runners at second and third now for Martha's Vineyard with just 1 out. And the 0-2 misses outside, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. A ball and 2 strikes to Stone. Runners on at second and third. The pitch from Stone. Swinging, or no swing rather. Ball misses outside. Snap throw from Amditis is not even going to be nearly in time. Shenton wasn't even close to the bag. Lucky that ball didn't head into left field. Yeah,
real risky play by Amditis there. Shenton had to dive on the backhand like a hot shot down the third base line. And yeah, as you said, definitely lucky another run didn't come in there.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Kevin Stone to Brandon Stone. This one swung on and slapped foul back into the netting, and the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Funny enough, Brandon Stone in the batter's box for Martha's Vineyard. Kevin Stone on the pitcher's mound for Wareham, both from Massachusetts-based school, Harvard for Kevin Stone, and Boston College for Brandon Stone, as the 2-2 misses down and away, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a classic baseball beanpot matchup there for you, JD. Definitely have faced each other more than once.
Full count here from Kevin Stone to Brandon Stone. The pitch home is swung on and missed. A big strikeout from Kevin Stone, the right-hander. And now there are 2 outs with runners at second and third for Tyler Winsig. Winsig will see the plate for the first time today. Batting in the place of Maverick Latour, who is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. First pitch from Stone misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Winsig from Bucknell. Right-handed hitter, plays some infield as well as pitching for the Bison. The 2-1, or rather the 1-0, excuse me, is a strike, swung on and missed, and it's a 1-1 count.
We just got a great gift up here in the booth. Sharky the Shark, the mascot here on the Vineyard, gave our producer Trevor a really good-looking ice cream cone, I must say.
It really does look quite good. Lucky Trevor Russo in between Cam and I as the 1-1 misses outside. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting Winsig.
And you know, it's been a journey for all of us to get to the Vineyard today. Cars, ferries, shuttles, Ubers.
It's been crazy for us.
And Trevor is the one with the ice cream.
The 2-1 is swung on, ripped down the right field line, but this will get foul into the Sharks bullpen as a couple of Sharks race toward that ball to collect it. And the count is 2-2.
I think JD and I deserve something up here. I think we need to get Sharky on the phone. I'm quenched.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Runners at second and third. The pitch from Kevin Stone is swung on and tapped foul behind home plate from Tyler Winsig. And the count is even at 2-2. Winsig wearing the old-fashioned stirrups under the white pants today. Black stirrups as he waves a black bat over the plate. Stone comes set, chest high, and the pitch home is swung on, slap foul back and right once more, just over the head of his Sharky as he walks by the batting cages down the first base line. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-1 the score here. Wareham on top of Martha's Vineyard, but the Sharks threatening second and third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Stone looks into his catcher, Amditas. Comes set, and the pitch home is a slider. Gets away from Amditas, under his legs. Runner comes home. The play at the plate. He is in there safe, and this game is tied. Hunter Romero coming in to score on the wild pitch. Runner also moves up to third base in Nate Tellier, so runner at third base and 2 outs, tie score. Still a 3-2 count on Tyler Winsig. Go ahead run is on at third. Stone looking to get out of a jam with just a tie ball game. Sun continuing to set here on Martha's Vineyard, on the campus of Martha's Vineyard Regional High School. The payoff pitch is swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Kevin Stone. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for the right-hander from Harvard. But not before the Sharks scratch across 2 runs, 1 on a wild pitch and 1 on a single. And it's a 2-2 ball game as we head to the top of the 7th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top of the 7th inning here at the Shark Tank on Martha's Vineyard. And we've got a tie ball game, 2-2 between the Wareham Gatemen and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. We've also got a new pitcher on the mound for the Sharks. It's Matt Braga from Franklin Pierce, the freshman, 6'3", 215 pounds, from Taunton, Massachusetts. A 45 ERA this season for Braga, but he only pitched 3 games and only equaled out to 1 inning pitch, 5 earned runs for the right-hander. First pitch to Austin Shenton is swung on, popped into left field. The left fielder, Kinsner, gives chase down the left field line, but he can't get there into the large foul territory here at the Shark Tank, and the count is 0-1 to Braga. Also a new addition to the Martha's Vineyard lineup. It's an entire new battery for Martha's Vineyard as a new catcher comes in. It'll be Joe Caparis from Pepperdine. No balls and a strike to count to Austin Shenton. The pitch from Braga is an off-speed pitch that misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-1.
I'm not exactly sure what the Sharks' order is right now. I think we take it as... yeah, exactly.
The 1-1 misses outside and low as well, and the count is 2-1. Caparis from Pepperdine, the sophomore, hit 149 this season. We'll see him at some point in this Martha's Vineyard lineup, just not sure when. So much movement in this Sharks batting order today. The 2-1 is swung on, roped right towards second base, and right into the glove of Brandon Stone for the first out of the inning. An atom ball that time from Austin Shenton. He's now 1 for 4 on the day.
So when I look up to see it,
Now into the batter's box for the Gatemen is Michael Amditis, the catcher from Miami. His first at-bat today. The first pitch from Braga is a breaking ball that clips the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Amditis, the starting catcher in the first Gatemen exhibition game of the season on Thursday, that loss to the Newport Gulls of the NECBL. The 0-1 breaking ball hits the outside corner for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Amditis has struggled to stay healthy. A lot of injuries, but back and ready to go for Wareham this season. The 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball roped over the head of Tyler Winstig at third base and into left field for a base knock. Hanging breaking ball, and Michael Amditis says, "Thank you very much. I'll move up to first with a hit," in his first at-bat of the day, and that'll give way to Eric Gilgenbach, the Notre Dame Fighting Irishman.
Braga was pounding the outside half against Amditis and the hitter before, but tried to sneak a breaking ball in the inside part, and a great turnaround there by Amditis to cover the inside part of the plate there and rip it to left field.
Gilgenbach 0 for 2 today with a walk. Grounded out in the second, walked in the fourth, and flied out to right in the fifth. First pitch from Braga to him is a fastball that gets swung on and tapped down the third base line harmlessly. Strike one. Runner on at first is Michael Amditis. One out here in the top of the seventh. We've got a tie ball game on the Vineyard. Braga now working out of the stretch. Peers into his catcher Kaparis. Comes set chin high. Twists back, now throws over to first, but Amditis is in without a tag. First baseman is also new, the Nichols College product, Bouchard, in at first base for Martha's Vineyard. 0-1 the count to Gilgenbach. Here's the pitch. Looping curveball in for a strike right over the heart of the plate. And the count is quickly 0-2 to Gilgenbach. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the seventh inning. Runner on at first, and the pitch home to Gilgenbach is another breaking ball. This time can't hit the plate. Misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. One and two the count as Braga shakes off his arm and peers into his catcher Kaparis for the sign. Looks over a couple of times where Bouchard is holding on Amditis at first base. The 1-2 pitch to Gilgenbach is swung on a soft ground ball down the first base line, but it'll roll foul. And funny enough, we haven't mentioned this yet, Cam, but no base paths per se from first to third at the Shark Tank, all grass on the infield.
It's a weird look because the rest of it is dirt. Sometimes you do see, especially on a turf field, there's just that little patch around the bases that's quote-unquote dirt, and the rest is grass. But here, as you said, just grass down to first base and down to third base. I don't know if I've ever seen that, to be honest with you.
Definitely an interesting look, but a beautiful park
Really
here on Martha's Vineyard. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count from Braga into Eric Gilgenbach. Amditis a short lead at first. The pitch home from Braga is swung on, tapped down the third base line, but it's off of Gilgenbach's leg. That's the second time that Gilgenbach has hit himself with a foul ball in this game today.
He's going to be icing up on the ferry on the way back, you got to think.
Listen, you got a 45-minute ride. You got to fill it somehow. Might as well get ready for that Tuesday opener out in Chatham.
And that one went all the way to the third baseman.
It was impressive.
That's
he hit it hard.
That's a
he
shot
just hit
off
it
his
right
own
off
leg.
his foot. Braga looks in, shakes off a couple of signs from Kaparis. Finally gets one he likes, shakes his head. Comes set chin high, and the pitch home is a breaking ball swung on and clobbered high and deep to left field, now floating into foul territory, and a sliding catch made by Cameron Kinsner for the second out of the inning. Oh, what a play from Cameron Kinsner out there in left. A fantastic play from the Pepperdine left fielder. And there's 2 outs now for Frankie Gregoire.
Gilgenbach really turned on that inside pitch, and I thought that was going to leave the yard. Not only did it stay in, but it held up long enough to get caught.
Slight breeze coming in from the left field area right now. Not sure how much of an effect it had on that hit, but certainly a hanging breaking ball from Braga, but Gilgenbach can't make him pay. 2 outs, and the first pitch home from Braga to Gregoire is swung on and hit high into right field, but not deep. Coming in to make the play is the right fielder for the final out of the inning. Wareham strands a runner at first base. Still a tie ball game as we head to the bottom of the 7th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 7th inning, and we go Ivy League to Ivy League for Gatemen pitchers. From Kevin Stone from Harvard to Will Tomlinson, the right-hander from Brown University in Rhode Island. First batter that Tomlinson will face today is the right-handed hitting. Another lineup change, it appears, here for Martha's Vineyard.
It's going to be Kellen Hathaway going to be coming on in place of Mascolo at short, looks like.
So Kellen Hathaway, the new batter, and the first pitch comes in and gets him in the arm. Welcome to the game, Kellen Hathaway. Welcome to the game, Will Tomlinson. And a runner is on at first now for what looks like Cameron Kinsner. Looking at the number, we can't confirm. It is actually Cameron Kinsner, who made a fantastic play out in left field in the last half inning. Give you the stats on Will Tomlinson. Honorable mention all Ivy League this season. 2.91 ERA in 8 starts, 43 1/3 innings, 27 hits, 15 runs, 14 of them earned, 23 walks, and 29 strikeouts. First pitch to Kinsner is taken up and away for a ball, 1-0. Kinsner is 2 for 2 today. He's been the best Sharks batter, a pair of singles for the Pepperdine Wave. 1-0 the count, and the pitch home is in the dirt for a ball, 2-0. So we go high-low on the first 2 pitches of this at-bat from Will Tomlinson. And the count is 2-0 with Luke Roscom holding on the runner at first in Kellen Hathaway. The 2-0 pitch is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 3-0. So 4 straight pitches out of the zone to start the outing for Tomlinson. First one came in and hit Hathaway, and now a 3-0 out to Cameron, a 3-0 count to Cameron Kinsner. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Tomlinson. Get me over fastball, does not get him over, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Kinsner. There's runners at first and second with nobody out for the top of the order and Colin Shapiro.
Just an opportunity here for Tomlinson to settle down, yet to throw a strike here as Amditas goes out to talk to him. In danger of this game getting away from the Gatemen right now if he continues with those ways.
Shapiro 0 for 3 today. Went over to talk to the third base coach. We'll see if he tries to lay down a sacrifice here. Hasn't had much success at the plate. So we'll see if they try to move the runners over and manufacture some runs here in the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch, he shows bunt but pulls it back on a high fastball that misses the outer half as well. And the count is 1-0. Shapiro grounded out twice and a strikeout today. Ball and no strikes. The pitch, tries to lay one down, misses. He did offer at it, and it's a strike, and the count is 1-1.
And Hathaway was way off second after that failed bunt attempt. And if Ramirez had been close to the bag, I think Amditas would have had a play on him for sure.
The 1-1. Shows bunt but pulls it back, and the pitch misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. Roscom and Shenton both playing in at the corners. A lot of room in the 5.5 hole between shortstop and third base. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch comes inside, nearly hits Shapiro, and now the count is 3-1.
A big play by Amditas there, backhanding that one. That would have surely gotten to the backstop and probably advanced both runners into scoring position with nobody out.
There is some action in the Wareham bullpen, a right-hander beginning to warm. 3-1 the pitch. Another fastball misses upstairs over the head of Shapiro. Hit by a pitch, walk to load the bases. And that'll be Joe Kaparis as Don Sned, or rather Jim Lawler, the pitching coach, will come out and have a chat with Will Tomlinson, who has struggled to say the least so far today. And they are going to send him back to the dugout. Just didn't have it today, and there will be a new pitcher on the mound for Wareham. It'll be a right-hander for the Gatemen. Brendan White, the right-hander from Siena, will come in and deal with the bases loaded and nobody out. What are you telling your pitcher here if you're Jim Lawler, bringing him into this game in this situation, Cam?
Quite a situation you've got here. Bases loaded, nobody out. And I think with White's first appearance of the year, you just gotta settle down and be confident in yourself. I think that's something we didn't just see right there. And a hit by pitch and 2 walks load the bases. So, I mean, he doesn't have great expectations going out here. Obviously, with no outs and the bases loaded, looks like a run or 2 will come in. But I think with that, you just got to make pitches. You don't worry about how you get the outs. Obviously, you want to strike out. You want an infield pop-up. But I think you just got to ride your best stuff and see where it gets you. Obviously, a real tough situation to come into.
Not the first Cape League experience for Brendan White. Actually pitched last year with the Gatemen for 1 game, played at Bourne. Numbers not so great, though. An inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned for the right-hander from Siena. This season at Siena, 4.08 ERA in 16 games. Had 4 complete games, though, so he does know how to get outs. 90 1/3 innings pitched, 93 hits, 51 runs, only 41 of them earned, 18 walks, and 61 strikeouts for the right-hander from Mahopic, New York, and Mahopic High School.
This is going to be real proving ground for him here. Obviously, as you said, the disastrous appearance with them last year and getting invited back after a solid season in college. These are the times he's here for. See if he can get a full contract for the full summer.
And now Joe Kaparis, the sophomore from Pepperdine, steps in. A 149 batting average this season for Kaparis. In 45 games, he had 17 hits, 3 doubles, and 8 RBIs. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Bases loaded with Sharks. Here in the bottom of the 7th, runner on at third is Kellen Hathaway, runner at second is Cameron Kinsner, and the runner on at first is the center fielder Colin Shapiro. The 1-0 pitch is waved on and missed. A good fastball with some run that time, and the count is 1-1.
And I don't know how much confidence the Gatemen coaching staff exuded in Brendan White here, because as soon as he went out to the mound, Zach Hart started getting loose in the Gatemen bullpen.
It is, of course, just an exhibition game trying to get everybody some work. Check swing, no swing on a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. White working from the stretch on the third base side of the rubber. A low knee crouch to the pitch home, misses down and away for ball 3. And the Gatemen are struggling to find the strike zone from the bump.
Yeah, got to make a pitch here if you're White. This is it, 3-1. And another ball here, and you're trailing all of a sudden for the first time today.
Bobber to the 7th, bases loaded, nobody out in the pitch home. Is a called strike on the inner half, a good off-speed pitch from Brendan White. And the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th of a tied ball game, 2-2 here on the Vineyard. 3-2 pitch is waved on and missed. Big strikeout from Brendan White. Sets down Joe Kaparis with his first strikeout of the day, and that gives way
Number 4 from Bucknell
to Luke Hartman.
It was a real powerful pitch there from White. It's a fastball. It's in the strike zone, I think, anyway, and gets him to swing through it, gets Oldham to swing through it. So that's some confidence.
Right side of the plate from our vantage point to the right-handed hitter. Now the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Luke Hartman misses down and in for a ball, and it's 1-0. Hartman 0 for 0 today. Walked and scored a run in his first plate appearance in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, and the count is even at 1-1. Hartman from Bucknell, an all-white outfit beside the purple jersey, white pants, white cleats, white batting gloves over a light tan bat. The 1-1 is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 1-2. Kyle Bouchard, the left-handed hitting first baseman from Nichols College in Dudley, Massachusetts, waits on deck. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Hartman. Here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count is even at 2-2. White takes a moment to take a breather off the mound. Now steps back on the first base side of the rubber. Twists the ball behind his back. Now comes set, chest high. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. A breaking ball on the outer half, and now 2 outs. Can Brendan White get out of this inning? Back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander from Siena, and now it's Kyle Bouchard, the left-handed hitting first baseman, who goes to college in my hometown, Dudley, Massachusetts. The first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to the burly left-hander, and the count is 0-1. Bouchard, .375 in 38 games this season. A Commonwealth Coast Conference second-team member. No balls and a strike. The pitch is swung on, tapped toward the second baseman. Rather, it'll be the first baseman. Roscom picks it up, throws on to first, and the Gatemen are out of the jam. Brendan White comes up huge on the mound after Will Tomlinson loaded the bases for him. No runs across for the Sharks as they leave the bases loaded. We're headed to the bottom half of this, or rather the top half of the 8th inning, I should say. Score tied at 2 on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top of the 8th inning, and the Gatemen are coming to bat. A 2-2 ball game. Matt Braga remains on the mound for Martha's Vineyard, and it'll be the bottom of the order, 9-1-2 to get it going for the Gatemen here in the 8th. And leading it off for Wareham is the right-handed hitting designated hitter, Brian Dempsey. Dempsey 0 for 3 today. Flied out to left field in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to 3rd in the 4th and reached on an error in the 5th. First pitch to him is a looping breaking ball that comes in up near the letters for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The right-hander Braga on the mound from Taunton, Massachusetts. The pitch home is a fastball on the inner half for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Wareham escaping unscathed in the bottom half of the 7th after Martha's Vineyard loaded the bases with nobody out. The 1-1 pitch misses downstairs for a ball, and the count is 2-1. A black bat waves over the plate in the hands of Brian Dempsey. Compact stance, the 2-1 is a looping breaking ball on the outer half. Nice pitch there from Braga, and the count is 2-2. Started over the heart of the plate and then dove right over the outer half, and all that Dempsey could have done with that had he swung would make weak contact. And another pitch on the outside corner is swung on and missed for strike 3. Brian Dempsey out on strikes for the first out of the inning for the Gatemen. Dempsey now 0 for 4 out of the 9 hole. And it'll be Eric Ramirez in the 1 hole now for Wareham. The shortstop from UMass Dartmouth, who is 1 for 1 today with a single in the 6th inning after replacing Isaac Collins. First pitch to him, lays down a bunt, gets toward the pitcher, and he boots it off his foot. Ramirez will reach. We'll call that an E1 on the pitcher, Braga. So Ramirez reaches. Could have been an error, could have been a base hit, but the fact that it went off his foot, we'll probably give an error to that one on Braga.
Yeah, and I think that's reasonable. That was not a good bunt from Ramirez. Right, pitcher had to take 1 step. Braga did, and it was right to him. And as you said, just completely booted it. I'd agree with that error sentiment there.
Now Oliver Dunn, the powerful left-handed hitting second baseman, steps in to face Braga. Dunn, a solo homer in the 3rd inning, trying to create some more magic here for the Gatemen in the 8th. Out of the stretch comes Braga, spins, throws, Ramirez is back in safely. And it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on Ramirez if you're Martha's Vineyard. 13 steals this season, 20 steals a year ago for the speedster from UMass Dartmouth. No balls and no strikes, the count to Dunn, and the pitch from Braga shows bunt, but the fastball comes in up high, pulls it back, and the count is 1-0. See what the Gatemen try to manufacture here.
1 on, 1 out.
Dunn does have a nice stroke.
Struck out to begin the inning.
Home run, as we mentioned, in the 3rd inning.
Error from Matt Braga.
Ball and no strikes. The count. Runner on at first is Ramirez. Spin throw, but back in time, sliding head first is Ramirez. No tag from Bouchard over at first. Dunn with the black shin protector on his right leg facing the pitcher. The Utah Utes gray trousers underneath the cranberry jersey here for Wareham. The 1-0 runner goes, pitches up, throw down to second, and the tag is not in time. Dunn took a wild hack at the pitch, tried to throw off the catcher, Kaparis. It looked like it was going to get there in time, but a good slide from Ramirez and a stolen base and a runner in scoring position with just 1 out here in the 8th.
I tell you what, that was very nearly batter interference there from Oliver Dunn. It looked like it might have been a hit and run play on, because after the ball was in the mitt, he took a swing at it. And that really could have impeded the catcher there, but no call, and Ramirez stands at second.
It was a good pitch to throw on, a high pitch that all Kaparis had to do was pop and make the throw, but he couldn't get the speedster Ramirez. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, tapped down the first base line, but it's going to get foul as Bouchard gloves it in foul territory, and the count is 1-2. Dunn 2 for 5 in his first game as a Gateman against Newport on Thursday. He is 1 for 4 today with a solo homer. Braga working from the first base side of the rubber, leans over, the right hand extending over the left knee. Peers into his catcher Kaparis, shakes off a couple of signs. Now gets one he likes, shakes his head yes. Leans back, comes set chin high. Looks at second, maybe throwing behind Ramirez. Now he's going to step off the bump. The shortstop, Kellen Hathaway, was toying with Ramirez, as Ramirez already has one stolen base, and a good base knock here from Oliver Dunn could untie this game with Ramirez on the base paths. A healthy lead for Eric Ramirez at second. Here's the pitch from Braga. Big breaking ball misses outside and up as well, and the count is 2-2. Top of the 8th inning, a tie ball game here at the Shark Tank on Martha's Vineyard. Gatemen and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks knotted at 2. Pitch to Dunn is swung on, chopped down the first base line, but it's going to get foul past the glove of Bouchard. And the count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Utah second baseman. Dunn, a Utah Ute and a native of Utah from Salt Lake City and Cottonwood High School. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Runner on at second is Eric Ramirez. Oliver Dunn in the batter's box with Matt Braga on the mound for Martha's Vineyard. Here comes the 2-2 from the tall right-hander. Misses down and away for a ball, and the count runs full, 3-2. Dominic Clementi in the on-deck circle. He'll bat next, barring a double play. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes as Dunn waves a black bat over the plate in a whirlwind motion. Here's the payoff pitch from Braga. Swung on and missed. A nasty breaking ball on the inner half from Braga. And there's 2 outs for Dominic Clementi.
A nice disappearing breaking pitch there. With first base open, you can afford to do that. Obviously done with the big homer earlier. Clementi with a couple of hits himself, though, but just executed perfectly.
And if I've ever heard a pump-up song, I'm hearing it right now for Dominic Clementi. The theme song from Hannah Montana playing at the Shark Tank. And if that doesn't get you excited, nothing will. As Clementi steps in, now the pitching coach for Martha's Vineyard will come out and have a chat with Braga. What is he telling his right-hander here?
Well, I think he's telling him the fact that Clementi has 2 hard-hit balls today, and I think he's going to ride with the breaking stuff a bit more. It's been really effective for him this inning, 2 strikeouts, swinging. So see if he can get ahead of him with it so he's not pitching from behind in a fastball count. I don't think that's where he wants his pitcher to be right now.
The bespectacled Dominic Clementi steps in from the left side, the center fielder from Michigan. Holds a black bat with Eric Ramirez on at second, shading him slightly to the right side of the field, slightly toward right, a good gap in left center for the left-hander. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. As you mentioned, Cam, Clementi has hit the ball hard today, reached on an error in the first, singled and scored in the third, grounded out to second in the 5th, and singled in the 6th. The 1-0, Braga steps off the mound, spins and fakes a throw toward Eric Ramirez, but nobody was covering the bag. Braga takes a deep breath, leans over into his stretch, looks for the pitch, looks for the sign, I should say, from Kaparis, shakes his head yes, and the pitch is a fastball, misses the outer half, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Clementi. Clementi with an excellent walk-to-strikeout ratio this season for the Wolverines of Michigan. 29 walks to just 27 strikeouts for the left-hander from Wisconsin. The 2-0 pitch from Braga is a fastball that misses way outside, and it's now 3-0.
And so just what I think the pitching coach didn't want from him, he's trying that breaking stuff, and he's missing with it. So now I think Clementi's going to take here, but then he's got to be looking at fastballs for the rest of this count. Even with first base open, you want to get out of this when you can.
3-0 count, 2 outs. The pitch is outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk, and now runners at first and second for Luke Roscom.
Now batting, number 19.
Roscom, big spot for him. Let's see if he's got a pocket full of sunshine right here with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
The Natasha Bedingfield hit playing in the background. Wareham fans certainly hoping for a pocket full of sunshine, maybe a pocket full of sunshine like that 2-run homer he hit in Thursday's exhibition game in these late innings against Newport. Runners at first and second with 2 outs, a tie ball game. The pitch to Roscom, he takes a big hack at a breaking ball, comes up empty, and the count is 0-1.
Was looking for that homer there, but that pitch had just too much bite on it, could not keep up with it.
Red batting gloves, red and black batting gloves, I should say, grip a black bat. As he waves it slightly over his head, the 0-1 pitch to him is an off-speed. That pitch that misses the outer half for a ball, and it's even at 1-1. One and one the count as Braga looks into his catcher. Looks back at second. Ramirez is off the pitch, gets by the catcher, and now both runners will move up. It's second and third with 2 outs in a tie ball game. That'll be a wild pitch against Braga. So Ramirez dancing around at second, finally finds his way to third, and now with good speed, a ball into the outfield will score a runner. Maybe even 2. Clemente with good speed at second as well. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch to Roscom. Swung on, slap foul back and left into the screen. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the Sharks are 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. Austin Shenton on deck. He'll bat should Roscom find a way to not produce an out. 2-2 the count. Runners at second and third in the top of the 8th inning. Tie ball game 2-2 between the Gatemen and the Sharks here on the Vineyard. Ramirez bolts forward. Now comes the pitch, comes high. Play at the plate. It's going to be close. Ramirez is out at home. Ramirez made a move toward third base, then backed off. The pitch came in high over the catcher's head, but the catcher Caparis makes a nice play as it bounced off the brick wall behind him, right back to him, and the side is retired. The Gatemen run themselves out of a second and third position with 2 outs and a chance to take the lead. We're still tied as we head to the bottom half of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Somehow we still have a tied ball game, Cam Stewart, here on the Vineyard. I'm JD Rachi alongside Cam Stewart, bringing you Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for Wareham. It'll be the right-hander from Franklin Pierce and Division II, Zach Hart. Hart, with the long blonde locks flowing out from underneath his Gateman cap, had an excellent outing in his first outing as a Gateman on Thursday, and he'll do battle here with the Sharks in the bottom of the 8th. First batter he'll face is the designated hitter Nate Tellier, and the first pitch is up, and the count is 1-0. Hart, the right-hander from Franklin Pierce, has some really good stuff. Steps back, kick high, and fires, and the pitch is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 1-1 to Tellier. Tellier, a single and a stolen base in his last plate appearance in the 6th inning. The 1-1 is waved on and missed. A fastball, can't catch up with it, and it's 1-2. Tellier from UMass Dartmouth of Division III. Zach Hart of Division II, Franklin Pierce on the mound. The 1-2 from him is swung on, roped down the right field line, but foul. Past Luke Roscom, just missed fair territory, and the count is still 1-2. One and two the count. The pitch from the blonde righty is swung on and missed. A slider on the outer half with some nasty bite. And there's one out for Brandon Stone.
Now batting, number 17 from Boston College, Brandon Stone.
First strikeout of the day for Zach Hart in his first batter faced. And now it'll be Brandon Stone who struck out in his first plate appearance in the 6th. The left-handed hitting infielder from Boston College. First pitch from Hart to Stone is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Stone at .250 in 4 games this season. The pitch is a fastball that misses the outer half, and the count is 2-0. Stone all the way up from Boston College, all the way up from Port St. Lucie, Florida, and Fort Pierce Central. The 2-0 from Hart is a fastball in the outer half called strike, and the count is 2-1. Hart working quickly. Gray pants are about, I'd say, 6/7 of the way down his legs, as the 2-1 is fouled off straight back to the net, and the count is 2-2. Not quite high socks, not quite all the way down. A very interesting look.
It's
from
one of
the
a kind,
wild
I'd say.
right-hander.
One of a kind, like the hair. I think he's just being his own person out there. I don't know if I've ever seen that ratio of leg to sock there.
2-2 is a breaking ball that's fouled back and left over the netting here at the Shark Tank, and the count is still 2-2.
It looks very much like this new trend of people tucking their sweatpants into mid-calf socks is exactly what it looks like out on the mound.
You're all right. Maybe they're tucked in and we can't just see it from here.
Might be.
Here comes another 2-2 from Hart, and it's swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander, Hart out of Franklin Pierce. And now Tyler Winsig, the third baseman, will come on to bat for Martha's Vineyard with 2 outs.
Number 23 from Bucknell University, Tyler Winsig.
Still got a tie ball game. 2-2 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. As the sun sets and there's purples and oranges and blues in the left center field sky. First pitch to Winsig is a breaking ball that runs away out of the zone as well as low, and the count is 1-0. Winsig from Bucknell faces the 1-0 from Zach Hart, fouled straight back toward some Gatemen behind the netting, and the count is 1-1. Winsig holds a black bat and black batting gloves. White 3/4 sleeves coming out from underneath his purple jersey. The 1-1 is swung on and clobbered foul down the right field line. Hits a tree over near some seating and some picnic tables down the right field line. That time a hanging breaking ball, but nothing doing for Winsig. 1-2 as Winsig asks for time, and Hart takes a moment to wipe his pitching hand on his pants. 1-2 the pitch, misses way outside, Amditas can't catch up to it, but nobody on base. No harm done for Zach Hart. And the count moves even to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 out, no one on, 2 strikes. Hart trying to get real nasty on that one. Not even Amditas could handle that.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch misses outside once again. Hart flirting with that outer half of the plate here with 2 outs, and Tyler Winsig lays off, and the count is full. Hart working quickly, steps back, kicks high and fires. The 2-2 is low for ball 4. May have missed inside as well, and Winsig is on with a 2-out walk for Kellen Hathaway. Hathaway from Williams College came in to replace Chase Mascolo out of Wake Forest in the 7th, and was promptly hit with a pitch in his first at-bat. First pitch you saw hit him in the arm. Let's see if Hart can get one across and try and get him to at least swing here. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. Amditas held the frame, but no strike call from the home plate umpire, and the count is 1-0. Lights on here at the Shark Tank as we approach just past 8:15. The 1-0 is a called strike on the inner half. A breaking ball, good pitch from Hart that time, and the count is 1-1. Hathaway wearing yellow and gray New Balance cleats underneath the white trousers today for the Sharks. White batting gloves grip a light tan bat. A ball and a strike, the pitch. Backhanded by Amditas. It was outside, and Winsig cannot move up. Amditas thought about a snap throw, but then pulled his arm back, and the count is 2-1. Outfield playing straight up fairly deep for the right-handed hitting Hathaway. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch is waved on and missed. Big hack from Hathaway. Found himself almost in the other batter's box on that swing. And the count is even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a tied 2-2 ball game here in the bottom half of the 8th. The pitch home from the right-hander. Hart is swung on and smacked foul back and right into the netting as the Sharks ball boy comes from the first base dugout to collect the ball. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Here we go, Hart.
Roscom holds the runner. Winsig on at first, a short lead for the Bucknell. The 2-2 is swung on and chopped foul out of play. It was more of a half swing than anything else as a swarm of kids run just past the batting cages down the right field line, and Hathaway is doing a good job fighting off these pitches from Hart, and the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hart comes set chin high, left foot in front of the other, now drops it to the waist. The pitch home, breaking ball, a little bit out in front of it. It's fouled back and right, out behind the netting and into that wood chip area. And again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hathaway continuing to fight. There's a right-hander warming in the bullpen here for Wareham with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Hart looks down at his left foot, shakes his head yes twice to the side. The pitch is swung on and fouled again back into the netting. And Kellen Hathaway is staying alive here against Zach Hart.
From Zach Hart to Kellen Hathaway.
Still 2-2. Hart battling here with Kellen Hathaway. Shakes his head yes twice, throws, runner goes, pitches or throw down is off the glove of Eric Ramirez. Winsig moves up to third. The pitch was outside, so now it's a full count and a runner is in scoring position. The go-ahead runner, that'll be a stolen base for Tyler Winsig, and the Gatemen are lucky it was nothing more as Amditas' throw was well offline and flew off the glove of Eric Ramirez and into right field.
Yeah, they're lucky that Winsig didn't really notice that. As you said, he was leading, the throw led Ramirez to second base, and then off his glove, and with Dunn backing him up, there was a vacant spot going into right field.
Full count, swung on and hit high and deep to right. not as deep as we once thought. It hangs up, and Gilgenbach makes the play as he runs toward the foul line for the final out of the inning. So a little bit of a scare there for Zach Hart, but mostly a good inning from the Franklin Pierce right-hander. He keeps this a 2-2 ball game as we head to the top half of the final inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top half of the ninth inning, in a new pitcher for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. It'll be the right-hander Connor Hall, who actually started this game at second base, the junior from Marymount College. He'll be the next pitcher to face Luke Roscom, who was at bat when the last out was made, but it was on the base pass, so Roscom will bat once more. The first pitch from Hall to Roscom is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 0-1. Folks, we just want to let you know this will be the last half inning we will bring you today. Have to get our equipment packed up and try to make the ferry back to the mainland. 0-1 misses down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-1.
Connor Hall, a part of that Merrimack team that was NE10 champions this year for the first time in 22 years. The Warriors got to lift that trophy.
1-1 is a called strike on the outer half, and the count is 1-2. We would love to bring you the conclusion, but we also want to get back home this evening. Last ferry leaving around 9:30, so we've got to get out there. 1-2 is high. Roscom checked his swing, but it was not nearly enough to go around, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We do love the Vineyard. We've had a fun time here.
We've had a crazy time here, to say the least.
Sure has.
Getting here was wild.
Planes, trains,
and
and automobiles, practically.
I mean, everything. Let's see. We took a shuttle, an Uber, a bus. Or no bus. A shuttle. Well, a bus and a shuttle are the same thing.
Yeah.
A shuttle, an Uber, a ferry. We are here, but we do have to get home at some point now. As the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Roscom. Connor Hall is the right-hander on the mound. 5'8" right-hander. The pitch home. Looping curveball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Third time that Luke Roscom has been caught looking today. 3 strikeouts, a single, and a ground out for the left-hander from Nebraska. And now it'll be Austin Shenton, the left-handed hitting third baseman from Florida International University, to face Hall in this half inning. Shenton 1 for 4 today, reached on an error in the third and singled in the 5th. First pitch from Hall is a fastball that misses the inner half, and the count is 1-0. Shenton also grounded out 3 unassisted in the first and lined out sharply to the second baseman in his last at-bat in the 7th. The 1-0 is a called strike on the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Shenton had an excellent season with Florida International this season. The 1-1 is swung on. Stroked onto the right side. Backhand pick by the second baseman. His throw over is in time. Oh, what a play from Brandon Stone. Into the hole. Backhand throws on the run for the second out of the inning.
These Sharks are all set defensively at second base. We saw the pitcher Connor Hall out there most of the game and made some great plays, and he just picks up right where they leave off. Stone with a great play there to start for the second out.
That'll be the right-hander Michael Amditis, the catcher from Miami, stepping in to face Connor Hall with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. The pitch home from Hall is a called strike on the inner half. Amditis thought it was a bit high, leaned back as the strike call came in from the home plate umpire, but nonetheless the count is 0-1. Hall working quickly from the first base side of the rubber, rocks back, kicks and fires. Fastball skips into the dirt, into the glove of Kaparis behind home plate, and the count is even at 1-1. One and one the count. Here comes the pitch from Hall. A big looping curveball, a bit too high, right above the belt, apparently, of Michael Amditis. A lot of break on that pitch, and the count is 2-1. Amditis now calls time from behind home plate. Steps back in, holds a black bat. Orange and green Miami Hurricanes cleats as another breaking ball comes in a bit too high on the inner half. And the count runs up to 3-1.
Well, no one else is playing that deep. Center fielder Shapiro and Hartman and Wright, particularly. But
3 balls and a strike. The pitch is swung on and popped up high into foul territory. Down the first baseline, Bouchard ranges over and makes the play for the final out of the inning. Still a 2-2 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 9th. But we at the Gatemen Baseball Network are going to have to say goodbye. For my broadcast partner, Cameron Stewart, as well as our wonderful producers, Trevor Russo and Cam Gonsalves, I'm JD Rachi saying so long. Our next broadcast coming up from Chatham, Massachusetts, the opener of the Cape Cod Baseball League season for the Wareham Gatemen, coming up on Tuesday, June 12th. We'll talk to you then.